This 5% of Aramco that is expected to be IPO'd either later this year or next year, just how much are hopes riding on it in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I think it's the whole strategic, economic, foreign policy outfit of Saudi Arabia encapsulated in the Saudi Aramco IPO. If Saudi Arabia is to have the largest sovereign wealth fund by 2020 or 2022, it has to be done through the IPO of Saudi Aramco. So the $2 trillion fund is basically based on that IPO, and that IPO, in my opinion, as Crown Prince Mohammed said, has to be considered in terms of market conditions, which means that the pricing and the demand and the supply has to be there. So when the right time is appropriate, then the IPO will happen.
Yeah. And then as part of the Vision 2030, does this sort of seep into every part of the Vision 2030? And how is that progressing?
Well, I think that, if you look at Vision 2030, a lot of things have taken place since 2015, 2016, when it was announced. In terms of the fiscal planning, now there is a plan and there is a target deficit and a surplus by 2022. I think the growth prospects and the stimuli are coming into force. Then the human aspect, the labor force targets and the employment goals are set in place, and they're very much in tune with the vision. And I think very much, as I say, the Saudi Arabia of today is that there is a vision and there is a plan. The Saudi Arabia of 5 years ago and 4 years ago is that there was no plan, there was no vision. So there is a huge difference in the way Saudi Arabia sees itself and the way Saudi Arabia projects itself to the world, much more friendlier, much more open than the Saudi Arabia we knew a few years back.